Hello, everyone, and welcome to something I said I wasn't going to do, but am doing because I don't have a good reason. So I am going to do the long requested, long sought after, long me declining new metal CD collection video follow up from however long ago it was I did the old one. I think it was during the original run of the channel, so 2016, something like that. Um, I remember being very unfurled, so hopefully I look a little bit better. But whatever, I'm getting older. Anyways, so this is going to be not one video because I'm not sitting here for 7 hours doing this. Um, by my calculations, I think it might be 6 parts. We'll see. But yeah, we're just going to go right into it. I'm going to go through everything that I have that is new metal or close enough to it. So there will be some alternative metal in here. Just go with it. If you don't argue with me about what is and is not new metal. But yeah, so we'll just get right into it. This is actually a new pickup. Factory 81 Mankind. This album is awesome. And yeah, there's it's a Michigan-based band. They had a video for a song called Nanu. Um, they didn't. I think the only thing I can think of that they did of note was they covered Cypress Hill's "Insane in the Brain" on a compilation that I also have sitting over here somewhere. But yeah, they were a really good band. They had kind of a hardcore edge. The vocalist had a very unique set of vocals. There were a lot of people who did not like it. He gets a little whiny at times, but I dig it. Even though some of their stuff is a little cheesy, I'm still into it. I don't care. Next up is the End of Days soundtrack. This one has Korn, Everlast, Professional Murder Music, Limp Bizkit, Guns N' Roses, Prodigy, Rob Zombie, Eminem, Powerman 5000, Stroke, which I assume is Stroke 9, the little black backpack band, Sonic Youth, and Creed. This has Camel Song from Korn. And I believe it also has Crushed from Limp Bizkit. So some rarities on here. It's a good album. I actually really like the Guns N' Roses song on here. I wish they had done more stuff like it. It's almost in an industrial metal vein. Very odd for them. They were in kind of flux at the time, anyways. But yeah, and Professional Murder Music, Slow, really good song. But yeah, good soundtrack. We got Kick Down, Kawoom. If I remember correctly, this is a German band. Uh, it has one of the songs on here has Rich Ward from Stuck Mojo in it. They kind of have a new metal hard rock sound similar to that of like Neurotica or Flybanger or something like that. But German, so there's those little flashes of like what I hear as Rammstein, but it's just because I guess I'm stereotyping the style that comes from Germany. Um, but uh, but yeah, they're pretty good. Nothing mind blowing from them. They have other albums, but this is the only one I've ever been able to find. So yeah. Next up, and the first two of these are actually going to be like there's a few compilations and soundtracks in this, so some of these will be lesser known. This is the All Freaks Alternative Volume 1 compilation. It has stuff from Blind, Monster Farm, Serotonin, Giftig, who is on the channel, Number 9, Mr. Hyde, Green Street Green, Deadly Medley, who I know a lot of people like, Soliloquy? Soliloquy. How do you say that word? Down the Line, Sangaya, Stone Circle, who I believe I also put that song on the channel, Tumblin' Dice, T-Bone, BXDXF, Cocoon, Novocaine, spelled funny, and Pink as a Panther. Some of those are new metal, some are not. Um, but yeah, some of these songs are actually really good, and some of these bands are rather hard to find. It took me a long time to get that Gift Dig album. Another one. Uh, yeah, I think this was the first time I heard Kickdown. So this is the Border Noise 2002 compilation. This one has a few more bands on it that are slightly more well known. Like the opening track is Emil Bulls, Julia's on here, Crosscut, Forlin, Underclassmen, Coma Star, Age of Ignorance, Kickdown, Undergod, Amida, ELX, Human Hamster Hybrids, don't know who that is, April Days, Score 4, Rashid, Banana Peel Buzz, Ultra Sex. Wait, is that what it's? Yeah, it's just Ultra Sex. Okay. There's weird symbols on here that are making it hard to read. Gallery, VS Wankers, V8 Wankers. Fuck, I can't. They picked a bad font for this. But yeah. So yeah, some of these also they misspelled unsigned on a few of these because there's a few that say like what label they're on, and then there's a few that say unsigned. But then the further down you go, it says unsinged. You silly, silly CD makers. But anyways, the songs that I do know from this, I actually really like. I like Age of Ignorance. I like Undergod, who's more in the industrial rock vein. I like Crosscut, Julia, Emo Bulls. Forlin is fine, I guess. And yeah, those are the only ones I'm thinking of that I know. And Kickdown's on here. Don't know Coma Star. I should probably look at them. But yeah. What is this? I don't. So I'm gonna show this. I don't know if it's actually new metal. Um, so it's a more rock, less bullshit compilation. It says number one. It's got Fly Swatter, Days in Grief, Mindwise, Four Backwoods, End of April, who I do know is new metal. It's got Pyramid on here. That's actually the first song I ever heard from End of April. Circle of Grin, Enemy Mine, Tupamaros, The Sophomore Effort, Navajiva, Roush, Skunk, and Cowboys on Dope. So yeah, the only one I can actually speak on is End of April. I do like End of April, at least all the stuff I've heard. Um, so because I see them together, I'm going to pull them together. Um, I've got both Memorage albums here. This is the self-titled debut. This is Anyo. Might be a little harder to see with the blue outlier thing. How do I open this? There we go. Came with a little card. Got the little front thing. I do really like the blue though. Um, but yeah, both these Memorage albums are done by friend of the channel Gary Brentz, who is a monster. He's also responsible for Gone Mage, Salomath, and a litany of other projects. And yeah, both of them are really good. They're in, it's like a mixture of new metal, industrial metal, and new metal core at points. He likes to bring in that groove era Napalm Death sound from like the 90s in bits. But they have a very good sound and very good band. The first album is good. I like Anyo more. Like, I think that one's got more dynamics to it. It's a stronger effort. But both albums are good. Memorage is good. Let's see what we got here. Waterface. Waterface, for those who do not know, is a band that it's essentially Gray Days after Chester Bennington left to go join Linkin Park, and they replaced Chester with a female vocalist, and that's essentially what this is. It kind of verges on in the same way Gray Days did, of it's kind of flirts with new metal a little bit, but it's also alternative metal, and then verges into like alternative rock. It's a good album though. It's more chilled out than the Gray Days stuff with Chester, and even though that is still fairly chilled out, like it's the female vocals give it a different dynamic. I think I only have one from this band. I'm looking. Um, I swear I have another one, but I'm just not seeing it right now. So we'll just go with this one. Uh, Zebrahead, Waste of Mind, which is their first album. It's the one with Get Back on it. It's got Check, which was on one of the Tony Hawk soundtracks. I don't remember which one. It was either one or two. And this is probably my favorite Zebrahead album. They were never, I would never call them truly new metal, but they were very much in that rap rock with a little bit of a pop punk flavor to them sound. I felt they were closer to new metal than a band like 311. But yeah, I really like Zebrahead. They have a very unique sound, and they're they don't really go too hard, but they're very catchy and they have very good songwriting. And I actually really like the singer's voice. But yeah, that is Zebrahead. Frail, Disturbing the Mindset. I've had this one for a little while. This one was slightly hard to find, but I was glad I did because no one else seemed to have it. They've got a good sound. Not super heavy, but hard enough. I don't remember where they're. I know they're a U.S. band, but other than that, I'm having a hard time remembering anything else about them. I just remember I do like this album. So, Frail, Disturbing the Mindset. More compilations. Risky Biscuit will notice some of this. This is Commercial Breakdown, Volume 1. It came out through Black Canvas Records. It's from 1999. It has bands such as Drained, Subvert, Demise, Lambs, Disconnect, Purge, Nadir, Breakneck, ADM, and God Kills America. So God Kills America is really good. Drained was good. Subvert was good. I'm having a hard time remembering the rest of the bands. I know that most of these are new metal. There's a couple that are not. I think it's ADM and Lambs that aren't. And I think the rest are either new metal or like some sort of variant of new metal hardcore. Don't go blurry, camera. I see you. But yeah, I do. And Breakneck, I think I liked too. But it's been quite some time since I've heard any of these that weren't God Kills America. And a thank you to Risky Biscuit for finally getting the God Kills America EP and putting that up online. All right. The Resident Evil soundtrack, the first one. This one has some bangers. This one had some actual score work from Marilyn Manson. Most known was thought he had Redeemer. Am I crazy? Dun dun dun. Oh, maybe it's Seizure Power I'm thinking of. But yeah, but his score work is actually really good on here. It has Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, Coal Chamber, The Crystal Method, Edema, which they don't make a lot of soundtrack appearances, so that was cool. Fear Factory, Static X, Rammstein, and looking at that Rammstein song, I don't know if I've ever heard that Rammstein song. Depeche Mode, I also don't know if I've ever heard that Depeche Mode song, Dirt. Il Nino, Mudvayne, Method Man, who kind of stands out here, but I like Method Man, so fuck it. Saliva, and 5.0, my favorite band. And then, yeah, like just score work from Marilyn Manson kind of in and around it. Yeah, good soundtrack, good movie. I know a lot of people don't like the Resident Evil movies. I do. I don't care. God, there's too many bands on this. I don't want to list them all off. Another compilation. This is Rock Now Volume 1. Let's see if I can get that look in. There we go. So this one has a lot of new metal on it, and it was a lot of underground stuff. And this was a fair amount of Austrian new metal, and it was a lot of my first exposure to those sort of bands. So not all are Austrian, like as will become evident, but I will just list these off. Julia, again, Infernal Inc., Core, Insecure, Centeo, Clockwork Orange, Burn Time, Infantile, Proxonic, Slamming Seed, Cheek Dakota, Weedkind, oh boy, Heil Igenblut, sure. Zeronic, Echophonic, Funkalicious, With the Movement, Dump, Garish. On to disc 2. Spout, Bomb Squad, Boone, Soyuz? It's Soyuz. Soyuz. Bong Baby Go Sub, which I finally found that album. It's a good album. Mudfuzz, Coma, Pitfalls, Chaos, Hotchpotch, Freakazoid, Naka 7, Tex, Red Lights Flash, 3 Feet Smaller, Side Effect, Cyanine, Springy Pine Sticks, and Rodriguez. Holy crap, a lot of stuff. But yeah, the songs I do remember from this, there are particular ones. Like I like that Clockwork Orange song. I like the Coma track. The Bong Baby Go Sub track was interesting enough for me to want to seek out that EP, and they're wild sounding. Boone is cool. Spout, it's 6 songs. Spout's fine. Burn Time was cool. Centeo was cool. Core was cool. Julia's cool. Forgetting what the rest sound like. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here. But yeah, that was that compilation. More. I think I think once we get through this section of the CD collection, it's gonna knock out nearly all the compilations. So don't worry too much about future episodes, me rattling bands off. So this one is MegaKungFu.com presents Without Shelter We Die, Volume 1. This one includes Knock, Monkey Grip, NDE, Dead 50s, Pitch a Fit, Tree, Crank, Gasket, Only Minutes Left, Piston Honda, Silence the Individual, Fright 109, Fur, Mad Hatta, Dash K, and No Regret. This, Fountainhead Records. This does not have a date on it that I can see. So, yeah, cool. But yeah, there are things on, like, I like the Knock track. I like the Crank track. I'm having a hard time remembering the rest. I think NDE I liked. But yeah, another one of those weird little compilations I found. This one, a compilation, but more well-known, and I bet you a number of people who are watching this video have this. Take a Bite Out of Rhyme. It's a bunch of new metal bands. I'm sorry, mostly new metal bands, some rap rock bands, some horrorcore groups covering rap songs. So it's got Stained, it's got Seven Dust, it's got Lords of Brooklyn with Everlasting Stone Soul, it's got Dynamite Hack, ICP, Bloodhound Gang, Cottonmouth Kings, Fun Loving Criminals, Dope, Driver, who were Strangers with Candy but would become known as Lifer. Mindless Self-Indulgence, I forgot their cover of Bring the Pain was on here. That's actually a really good cover. Factory 81, who we already talked about, their cover of Insane in the Brain, and Non-Points, the tribute, which has guest vocals from, what is his name? Grimm from Darwin's Rating Room. And that's basically it's Children's Story, Woo-Ha, Got You All in Check, and Method Man, all combined into like a medley of sorts. But yeah, another good compilation. Seven Dust cover of Going Back to Cali is really cool. Stain's cover of Bring the Noise is cool, but I actually really like that ICP song, Posse on Broadway. Dope's New Jack Hustler is cool. I love that Driver's White Lines. Great. And Insane in the Brain is cool for a Factory 81 song. Not one of my favorites, but still good. So that is that one. We got Eyes Closed. Can I get that clear? There we go. Eyes Closed, if memory serves me, is an Irish band. This is a 3-song EP. The songs are cool. Nothing mind-blowing here, but it was cool. This is, as far as I can remember, no, because I own Cyclefly. I was going to say it's the first Irish album I owned, but I own the 2 Cyclefly albums, so those are the first. But I don't have a lot of Irish albums, and this is cool to have. Another band that doesn't go super hard, but they're interesting at least. Yeah, Eyes Closed. And they got a little symbol there for the Y. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like a pitchfork of sorts. I'm sure it's something else, but yeah, it's cool. Proper Dose, Unleashed. This one's cool. Very clean sound for this little EP. This was another one that was a little hard to find. Um, yeah. They have a similar sound to like Edema almost, but with the vocals not being as cheesy as Edema can be. Like it's a bit more well constructed. But yeah, Proper Dose never really got much love as far as I can tell because this was really on top of it being hard to find. Like there were little to no traces of Proper Dose online. I think there was one song maybe on YouTube somewhere, and that was it. So that was why I sought out this EP. But it's a good EP. Um, Mostly stuff that sounds like, as I just mentioned, Edema or like that kind of Breaking Benjamin ish alternative new metal sound. There's at least one ballady song on here. I think it's just one. I can't remember if it's two or not. But good EP. Uh, this one came out of nowhere. And I guess they have a couple of music videos, but this is These Five Down. They immediately caught my attention because the vocals, when he's doing, he yells every once in a while, um, and like almost does screaming. But when he does like verse work, and that's almost like a pseudo rap rock thing, he sounds like Spider from Power Man 5000, and that immediately caught my attention because I love me some Power Man 5000. Um, Low is amazing. Hit the Wall's great. And I'm forgetting how the rest of them sound, but I know there's at least a handful on this album because I've heard it a few times at least that are really good. I think Enslaved is another one that was really good. Um, but yeah, they had a good sound, and I vibe with them. And if you've ever seen the uh, Straight from the Underground compilation, like intro video I have on the channel that I sometimes make the main video, the video opens with Low from these guys. Because that song gets stuck in my head a lot. Good song. All right, one pile down. Let's see what we got. So we got. I got this after being inspired by a friend of mine, Ergs or Urge, I guess as he wants to be called, but there's a Z at the end. Ergs. He got a full length Graycell Green album, and this was the only thing I was able to find is a 2-track promo. It has Glance and Far From You as full songs, and then it has samples of Freedom and Shrug. Graycell Green are a Connecticut-based band. One of the very few that I own. They're in the new metal realm, but they also have a bit of funk metal in the vein of like early Incubus or that band that kind of sounds like Incubus. What's their name? Green Theory. Um, yes, but they go a little harder sometimes. But yeah, Graycell Green got that is cool. It's not a full length, but hey, it was interesting. The Scorpion King soundtrack. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw this movie, but I remember the fact that the soundtrack is full of bangers. Godsmack, POD, Drowning Pool, System of a Down. What is Streamline? I don't know if I've ever heard that song. Uh, Creed, Nickelback. I love Nickelback. Shut the fuck up. Hoobastank, Flaw, Rob Zombie with Ozzy Osbourne, 12 Stones, Mushroomhead. It's weird seeing Mushroomhead in the soundtrack. Lifer. Yay, their one soundtrack appearance. Seven Dust. In what is Corrected? I don't know if I've heard that song either. Injected, Breaking Point. God, they were around for a minute. And Coal Chamber, Glow. Weird soundtrack choice for that Coal Chamber song, but hey, whatever. Most of these songs are really good. Flaws Only the Strong is a cool choice. Along the way from Mushroomhead's cool. Lifer's Breathless is really cool. I don't know if I've ever heard the Tweaker remix of Set It Off, but I do like Set It Off from POD, which opens the Satellite album. Another Drowning Pool, Break You. I'm not 100% sure what that is. When was this? 2002? 2003? I wonder if Williams was still alive by that point. Not 100. I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, that System of a Down song, I don't think I've ever heard of that. I wonder if it's Steal This Album track. This one I haven't even taken out of the plastic wrap yet. This is Cold Hand of Christ. Hopefully it doesn't sheen too much. My Little Ocean. I can't remember. Uh, there's a YouTube channel who has a bunch of Cold Hand of Christ songs on it, and I had never heard of them until I came across that channel, and then I saw this when I was searching for when I was looking through somebody's Discog store because I was trying to fill up my cart because I had bought a bunch of other stuff, and I saw this and I was like, yeah, could be interesting. I haven't actually listened to this yet, so I can't tell you what this one sounds like. But the other Cold Hand of Christ stuff I've heard is good, so I'm hoping I'm getting the same from this. Another little known band. This is Drool. Can we get you? There we go. Let Us Dance to Insanity. Minnesota-based band. Some of their songs are really cool. Some of their songs are kind of but they caught my attention because I somebody had posted a flyer for an American Head Charge show from way back when. And one of the bands listed on there was Drool, and I was like, what is a Drool? So I looked into them, found this for sale for a reasonable price, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Today's song is the one I liked the most. There are a few others on here that are really cool. I remember Buried Alive and Needle and Thread being good, but yeah, Drool. I think the full album's on YouTube somewhere. Downfall Darkness might have put it up. Not 100% sure. I know I have a couple songs on my channel, but yeah. Do I have both of these bands' albums? I should have sorted this better before I started the video, but I didn't. Oh, there it is. Cool. All right, Double Guano Apes. This one is Proud Like a God. It's the more well-known one because it has Open Your Eyes on it, and then Don't Give Me Names with the ant on it. And actually, Don't Give Me Names also had a hit because it had the cover of Big in Japan on it. But yeah, two good albums. Guano Apes always kind of flirted in that new metal area, and sometimes they'd be like, yeah, we're fully in here, and then other times you're like, you're more of like an alternative rock band. So they kind of bounced around, and you get that like in and out of both of these albums. Like they kind of bounce around a little bit, but both are good albums. Singer has a really good voice. The band itself has a very good catchy groove to them. So yeah, Guano Apes. And I'm going to move that pile over there so I don't start having things fall. All right. 3. Gargantua Soul. This one is just Gargantua Soul. Gargantua Soul, the first, the last, the tribe. And Gargantua Soul, Impact. Another Connecticut band. These were the albums I bought from the cellar where I got the Cold Hand of Christ album because it happened to be in their store, and I was like, yeah, why not? But yeah, I like Gargantua Soul. Also trying to get some Connecticut rep in there. But the only one I'm super familiar with is the first, the last, the tribe, and I do like that album. I've heard bits of Impact, and I like bits. But I've never heard the self-titled album, so now, or I guess it's an EP. It only has 5 songs on it. Guys playing hand drums, but yeah. So I had heard of Gargantua Soul for years before actually hearing them, or properly listening to them. So yeah, it's cool to have this G Soul, Gargantua Soul. Oh, more soundtracks. Ooh, 2. Oh, I got like 3 soundtracks. Oh, I got a bunch of soundtracks here. All right, cool. All right. Blair Witch 2. Definitely one of the least popular in the Blair Witch series. I actually really like the newer movie, although a lot of people haven't seemed to have checked it out yet. Definitely check it out if you like found footage style movies that are actually kind of scary. I think they do it well. This is more of a proper movie. Like they tried to make it into like a bigger budget movie. And it's okay. The soundtrack though is banging. Godhead, POD, Tony Iommi, with Dave Grohl, Rob Zombie, System of a Down, Slaves on Dope, Marilyn Manson, Death in Vegas, Project 86, at the request of Marilyn Manson, Nickelback, like old Nickelback, UPO, Steak Knife, At the Drive-In, which I forgot was on here, Elastica, and Queens of the Stone Age. That is a stacked soundtrack. A lot of these songs are excellent. Like legit, you have like hits on here. Uh, like Dragula is one of the songs. Uh, Old Enough is the Nickelback song. P.S. is the Project 86 song. Mind is the Slaves on, or sorry, Mind is the System of a Down song. Stick It Up is the Slaves on Dope song, which I fucking love that song. I'm glad it got in the soundtrack. The Reckoning from Godhead, Lie Down from POD, Feel Good Hit of the Summer from Queens of the Stone Age. Yeah. Yes. Banger, banger, banger. And from there, WWF Forcible Entry. So this was mostly new metal bands covering or making their own version of wrestlers' theme songs, and nearly all of these are awesome. The only ones that aren't like theme songs for wrestlers individually are Marilyn Manson did The Beautiful People, and it's a remix. That was the theme for SmackDown for a while, and Union Underground's Across the Nation was the theme for Monday Night Raw for a while. Outside of that, you got Drowning Pool doing Triple H, Kid Rock doing Stacy Keibler, Creed. It doesn't say for a wrestler. I think that was just a pay-per-view theme. Actually, I think there's two in here that were pay-per-view themes. Creed's Young Grow Old and Neurotica's Ride of Your Life. Neurotica's another band I really liked that I felt didn't get the proper love that they deserved. Disturbed doing Stone Cold's theme, Limp Bizkit doing The Undertaker's theme, which is just a remix of Rollin'. Our Lady Peace doing Chris Benoit's theme. Not allowed to talk about him, but still a good theme song. Rob Zombie doing Edge's theme, which is just a remix of Never Gonna Stop. Breaking Point doing Rob Van Dam's theme. Seven Dust doing Chris Jericho's theme. Saliva doing the Dudley Boys theme. Monster Magnet doing Hardy Boys theme, which in reality is actually was just Matt Hardy's theme. I don't think Jeff Hardy had anything to do with it. Stereo Mud doing Raven's theme, which is actually an awesome song. Cypress Hill doing Taz's theme. Dope doing Mr. McMahon's theme. And Boy Hits Car doing Lita's theme, which is Love Fury, not Furry, Love Fury, Passion, Energy, which is a banger of a track. But, I mean, Boy Hits Car is awesome anyways. But yeah, this is a stacked soundtrack. Get it if you can find it. More soundtracks. Maybe I should just put them all in a row. Do the soundtracks. Yeah, I'm seeing, I think I've got all the soundtracks. I think, unless there's one at the bottom here. Is there not? No, cool. All right, I think we're going to knock out all the soundtracks now. Mission Impossible 2. This is mostly known for two big songs, and it was Take a Look Around from Limp Bizkit and I Disappear from Metallica. But it also has Rob Zombie, it has Butthole Surfers, it has the Pimps, who, another band who deserves more love. Their To a Cool Person Stay That Way album, awesome. Foo Fighters doing a Pink Floyd cover, Chris Cornell, Godsmack, Uncle Kracker, woo! Apartment 26 doing a rare soundtrack appearance. I need the Heavy Metal 2000 soundtrack. How have I not gotten that yet? Diffuser, who I'm actually not sure if I know. Buck Cherry, Tin Fed, Powderfinger, rare appearance. Tori Amos, that's an odd choice. And then Hans Zimmer, who does a lot of soundtrack stuff on his own, like in score style. So that is cool to hear. But yeah, good soundtrack. A lot of the songs I mentioned are bangers. Apartment 26, another band who, like many, many new metal bands, deserve more love. What do we got? More soundtracks? Yeah, we do. Dracula 2000. Can I get that to not be glary? There we go. Cool. So this is actually one of my favorite movie soundtracks, and for good reason. There are some exclusives on here that are like awesome. Songs such as Ultra Mega from Power Man 5000, Day by Day from Taproot, where are you? Metro from System of a Down, Uh, there might be other. I think those are the only exclusives. Maybe a Welcome Burn from Disturbed. I don't remember that being on the Sickness. So I'll say a Welcome Burden too. I could be wrong though. But it's also got Bloodline from Slayer, which is an awesome track from God Hates Us All. It's got Heads Explode from Monster Magnet. I adore Monster Magnet. It's got Break You Down from Godhead. It's got One Step Closer from Linkin Park. Jesus Christ. It's got Avoid the Light from Pantera. That might be a rarity too, or an exclusive. It's got Atsuko Undead from Static X. It's got Swan Dive from Head PE, which, even though it's probably one of my least favorite songs on Broke, still cool to see Head PE get in a soundtrack appearance. Malice from Endo, rare soundtrack appearance from Endo during that first era. Blind World from Flybanger might be Flybanger's only soundtrack appearance. And is also one of the only songs most people know, probably because of the soundtrack. Sober from Half Cocked, who ain't that good. And Your Disease from Saliva, which is arguably their best song. Not that they have many good ones, but I have a soft spot for Your Disease. Good song. But yeah, awesome soundtrack. And from there, we got two more. Unless I am missing something somewhere, I think there's only two more soundtracks. Valentine. Movie itself, it's okay. Even Dracula 2000, I think it's a decent movie. It's a bit cheesy, but it fits in that late 90. Wait, was it late 90s? No, I think it's early 2000s. Yeah, it is 2000. It fits in that kind of bad movies that are good that I like watching sort of thing. Whereas Valentine's kind of like, it's a slasher movie, but it's kind of lacking. It's been done before. One of those teen slasher flicks from early 2000s. But soundtrack, Rob Zombie, Disturbed, Static X, Linkin Park, Deftones, Orgy, Marilyn Manson, Amanda Ghost, I don't know who that is, Professional Murder Music, BT, don't know who that is, Soulfly. Soulfly in a soundtrack is weird. Filter, Snake River Conspiracy, another band who almost never gets on a soundtrack, and another underrated kind of new metal, kind of not band, Beautiful Creatures. Love that song because it's 1 a.m. But yeah, you don't see a lot of Beautiful Creatures appearances. You don't see a lot of Snake River Conspiracy appearances. But yeah, another really good soundtrack. And last, and definitely not least, because there's a lot of people who adore this soundtrack, both this version and the unofficial version that the record labels wouldn't allow to come out because of reasons. Queen of the Damned. Queen of the Damned is jam-packed with most of the soundtrack was originally written by Jonathan Davis, and he wanted to do the soundtrack all himself, but then there were record label issues and stuff like that. I believe there is still a full version of the soundtrack with all of the songs with his vocals on them, but you gotta kind of go through P2P programs to get it. However, this ends up being a bunch of songs written. This is where Redeemer is. A bunch of songs written by Jonathan Davis where he got somebody else to do vocals. So you got Wayne Static doing vocals for a track. You got David Draymond. You got Chester Bennington. You got Marilyn Manson. And you got Jay Gordon. On top of that, you also have songs from Papa Roach, Deftones, Disturbed, Static X, Earshot, Godhead, Kidney Thieves, which I believe that was what got them some popularity for a little while. Tricky, which I love Tricky, and Dry Cell, who were okay. I got very little to say about Dry Cell. They were like a knockoff Linkin Park. They weren't that great, but Body Crumbles is cool, so fair enough. But yeah, I really don't remember much about this movie. I know it had Aaliyah in it, and that's kind of all I remember. But yeah, the soundtrack is awesome. So finally, we are through with soundtracks, and let's get into a variety of things. More mixed bags. Oh, do not fall over. Come back here. Thank you. So yeah, there's a few things in this pile that I've never actually heard before, but I just I own them. So let's knock some of those out. We have Rod Laver. Can I get that? Yeah, yeah, there we go. Stupid glare. Uh, No Toque El Toro. It's got a bull on it. Um, yeah, I've never actually listened to this album, but there was something I just picked up on the cheap. It looked cool. I had heard of Rod Laver, but I've never actually listened to them before. Um, oh, this one. This one, I'm actually not even 100% sure if it's new metal, but people were telling me it was, but I've still never listened to it. Uh, Band called Census, and it's Better Living Through Hypocrisy. Honestly, the artwork makes it look like it's like hardcore or post hardcore. So I wouldn't be super shocked if that's what I end up hearing when I actually listen to it. But yeah, never heard this one. I don't even have a release year on here. Maybe when I click, maybe when I open it, that's not helping me. It's got a funny little stick figure man on the CD cover. They look very upset. I'm gonna look. Let's see here. Lumpy is my friend. I don't know what that means. Where? Oh, 2002. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, I'm not getting any sort of clues. So, yeah. Census, not 100% sure on them, but we got it. From there, we've got Manhole, who I know who this is. I know it's what's her freaking name? Is it Tara? It's my rune lady. Um, Terry B. Um, yeah. This is pre my rune. I've heard like one or two Manhole songs ever. I do like them a little bit more than what I got out of my rune. Um, but I've never sat and listened to this album. Probably should. It cost me a whopping $4. Ooh. But yeah, all is not well for Manhole. What else we got here? Um, oh, there's the other freaking Zebrahead album. Yeah, I have. Uh oh, boobs. Got Playmate of the Year from Zebrahead. The songs from the I remember this being a little bit more pop punky, but there's still the rap rock elements here and there. It's fine. I don't like it as much as Waste of Mine though. While whereas they did clean up their production a little bit. Not that the production on Waste of Mine is bad. Um, but yeah, they definitely cleaned it up a little bit. But I feel there's something missing that I enjoyed on Waste of Mine more. What else we got? Nope, 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 nope. I've heard these. Oh, I own this and I've never listened to it, and it's even signed. Uh, this is Westfall Rise. It's the former Taproot drummer. I got it because what's his freaking name? Jared Montague. I got it because I got his book because I was interested in the history of Taproot up until that point, and the book's good. But yeah, this came along with it, and it is signed on the back in nice silver marker. But yeah, I've never actually listened to it. It's got 5 tracks, and then it has 3 unplugged tracks at the end. Uh, one of which is not on the first 5 tracks. It's called Industrial Rodent, so that's interesting. But yeah, this came out and this was from 2017. So leader. Um, but yeah, I just kind of assumed it was newer alt metal. I could be very wrong, but I suppose I'll find out in due time. What else we got? This is an album I bought, and I have 2 songs from them up on my YouTube, but I've never uploaded the full album, and I probably should. I believe this band's from the UK. Oh, well, there we go. Exhibit A. I remember them being a nice mixture of new metal, but with a fair amount of hardcore elements to them, but not too much that it grosses me out because I'm still not the biggest hardcore fan. You're not gonna change my mind. But it works well enough to where I still liked it. It's from 2004. Oh, it says made in Germany. Maybe they're German. Maybe I am wrong. Um, but yeah, Exhibit A, safer place. I'll get around to that at some point. What are the last? Oh, I got like thin cases here. Ugh. Oh, here's the Giftig album, which is it's 10,000 something, 10,000 Wart. They're they kind of have new metal elements, but they also kind of have industrial rock, industrial metal elements. They're very catchy though. Um, and there's a whole bunch of CD extras in the back. Look at that, exclusives. You put it into your computer, and it opens up a little thing. Yeah, I that was such a novelty back then. Um, but yeah, what I remember from this, I remember liking, but I've only listened to it a couple of times, and it was over a year ago, probably. Yeah. Let's see here. This was there is one more stupid compilation. This was given to me, and I've only ever heard a track. They they are kind of new metal, kind of also in that hardcore vein. It's a band called Sprawl. It's in a thin case. Ooh, and I think it's on a CDR. Yeah, it is. Look at that. Oh, look at that high quality little sticker on there. Look at how tough they look. Look at them. Urgh. I'm not gonna wear a shirt. That guy in the hoodie's just like, I'm ominous. But yeah, the little I remember hearing, I did like, but yeah, it's one of those things where I listen to it. The problem with doing all the fucking new metal list shit is I'll listen to like a song from a band and then move on because I have 500 or 600 other bands in the recommendation queue that I need to get through. So a lot of them I don't really have that much time for, which is unfortunate because I'm a lot are falling by the wayside. This is a paper sleeve one. This was an dropping shit. Another one that was sent to me. This is Madcraft Harissa. I don't know if I don't think I've listened to this one. I have another Madcraft album downloaded, and I like that one, but I haven't listened to this one yet. And it looks like it has one instrumental on here. This is not written in English? Oh boy. You are French? I think it's French. Um, yeah, it says yahoo.fr, so I'm gonna assume France. But yeah, I haven't heard this one, but if I'm to go off of the other Madcraft that I'm familiar with, I do like that, so hopefully that's good. All right, the other, or actually, I guess I got one more that I've never listened to. One more gift. Uh, what's the? Okay, Kill the Monkey. It's Basta. 2004. The writing looks like it's in Spanish. Maybe it's from Spain. I don't know. Oh, it says Argentina. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're from Argentina. Okay, cool. Um, Santiago will be proud. Oh, no, don't fall out. Don't want to break you in half. Oh, the CD case is kind of, the little spindle thing that holds the disc is kind of broken. That's okay. But yeah, Kill the Monkey, Basta. All right, the other compilation I got, and I think, unless I'm missing something, this is the last one of them. But watch me be wrong later. Shutdown Records compilation volume 2. Keep going till you break something. Not a well-designed cover. There's a bunch of random screws. It's cool. I probably could have designed something better. That's fine. But you've got which ones are the bands and which ones are the albums or the songs. I'm having a hard time figuring out who's the band and who's not. Okay, I think I figured it out. All right, so I got tracks from Deceivers. This is bad font choice. Sucker, Beer Drinking Weather, HTD, Dechas, Todd, Girl Pope, Deceivers again, Sucker again, HT. Oh, I guess it flips over. HTD, beer drinking, just Todd grew up. Okay, so basically every band gets two songs, but they're not back to back, which is a weird choice. And one of these doesn't even have a name. It just says Todd question mark. That's odd. But yeah, compilation. I'm familiar with a couple of, like, I know Deceivers, and I know if it's the Todd I'm thinking of, I know them, and I know that the Detcha song is on my channel because I was looking for the rest of that album and it's very hard to find. All right, we're down to the last half of the final pile. Um, a band that was near and dear to my heart for a little while, and they border on the new metal rap rock thing. But it's because one of the members was in one of my favorite bands when I was younger. This is Wired All Wrong. Break out the battle tapes. They've got industrial elements. They've got rap rock elements. There's new metal elements in there. There's some straight up rap elements in there. But the most of the music is done by Jeff Turzo, who was one of the main songwriters behind God Lives Underwater. So that's why this album was important to me, because I love me some God Lives Underwater. And I think this was even I don't remember if this was before or after what's his freaking name? Dave Riley passed. Uh but yeah, there's some really good tracks on here. 15 minutes is cool, Elevating's cool, Nothing at All. Uh the only song on here is that's not good is which one has the guest rapper? I think it's You're Freaking Me Out Girl. That one is ruined by the guest rapper who I'm like, why did you ugh. Yeah, it is. Bad song. It says Count Bass D. Ugh. And the closing track, End of All Things, banger. But yeah, that is Wired All Wrong. Frantic. Breathe. That's a hard one to show because it looks like it's got like blur to it. Frantic is cool. They fit very much into that. There's a lot of bands that kind of sound like um, that I'm having a hard time remembering the names of at the moment that kind of came out in the early 2000s. What is their freaking name? Minus Driver. Uh, like that. We're kind of heavy, but we're only kind of heavy because our production isn't that good. But we have an edge to us. Yeah, Frennick kind of fits that mold. They're good, not mind blowing, but it's a cool album to have. What else we got? Drug Plan, which is this precedes post grunge alternative metal band Leisure World. And a bunch of songs from that album appeared here in earlier forms. This is a little harder than Leisure World, and it came out in '99. But it is pretty much the same. I think it's the exact same band, unless I'm wrong and they switched out a member or something. But yeah, Drug Plan was cool. Leisure World was cool, and they had another band in the earlier '90s that was more alt rock called Caramel, and they were cool as well. So yeah, cool all around. Uh, Not really new metal, despite what people try to say, but very much in the alternative metal, alternative rock, touches of goth rock thing. Evanescence, The Open Door. I prefer Fallen, and I don't know why I don't own it. Um, but The Open Door is pretty cool. Especially Call Me When You're Sober and Cloud Nine. Cloud Nine is awesome. But yeah, the album overall is fine. But I think Fallen is stronger. They Evanescence had Amy Lee mostly had a thing of switching out band members between each album, and it really fucked with the sound. Like the albums all kind of sound disjointed because of it, like album to album. Like you're not going to get the same thing twice, which kind of sucks because a lot of people loved Fallen and then they were like, do it again, and that's kind of not what they got second time around. But yeah, Evanescence is Evanescence. You know what you're going to get. Drop. This took forever to get, and I'm so happy I finally did. This is Method 51 before they were Method 51. The only song on here that would be redone for Method 51 is "To Be the Man." But yeah, they're very much in that new metal, kind of hardcore, a little bit of punk, mixture, California band. But yeah, they were cool. Oh wait, are they a California band? They're not they're North Carolina, aren't they? I am wrong. Um, but yeah, Drop were cool, and I was glad to finally get this. After, and I didn't even have to buy it from the guy who kept trying to sell a copy of it for $100+ on fucking eBay. And somebody wrote in my inner booklet and wrote Method 51 Track 1. Thank you for that information. Bad man. So I assume this got sent to radio or something. What do we got? Oh, these guys. So yeah, this is another one that kind of verges on we're kind of post grunge, we're kind of alternative metal. This is With Flicker. They're all right. I was told that the album after this is not good, and I have never listened to it. But this album there's some songs on here that are really good, and then there's some duds, as most post grunge albums have, where when they try to write a ballad and you're like, this it's too thin and I don't care. Yeah, these guys have that same problem, but there are some good songs on here. Just not all of them, unfortunately. So it's an all right album. But another one that I had kind of wanted to check out because there was nothing available. Sometimes we're back to the age now where some bands I gotta just buy them to figure out what they sound like because nobody else has them. So yeah, it's like 1999 all over again. Hell yeah. Chaos, Scorn, yay! More new album artwork with a clown on it. I remember liking this. And then somebody had left a comment on one of the videos for Chaos saying that there was some bad things that I think the singer had done. So if there was a 2001 equivalent of being canceled, they would have had it happen to them. But I don't think anybody really cares about Chaos. I thought the music itself was pretty cool. But yeah, another one of those bands where I heard it like once and I was like, yeah, that was fine. But because of all the music I listened to, might not go back to it at least for a while, except maybe to remember what it sounds like. Speaking of that, almost exactly, Marlene. This is Trey's. This is is this the first Marlene album or the second one? I think this might be the second one. Not 100% sure. Because I have another Marlene album over there, but I'm not remembering which one that one is. I do recall that I like this one more than the other one. And it's one of those paper fold-outs. Santiago loves these. What's this? A digipack? Is that what it's called? But yeah, the guy's got wet hands. Why do you have wet hands? And if you put it in your computer, you get a video clip for Libra. Hell yeah. But yeah, not really all that much to say about Marlene. I remember thinking it was fine, but it was another one of those things where I'm like, I'm probably not going to go back to this very often. This one I just kind of found. What's it called? Misguided Misadventures. They were a bit more rapcore-y, kinda. But what I remember hearing, I liked. But yeah, once we there's certain points with all these new albums I buy where, as I just said with Marlene, I've heard it like once, and I was like, that was cool, and then I don't go back to it for a significant amount of time, so there's no true connection with them. Makes me think I should have a smaller collection. Maybe I will one day. This one I had finally found available for sale, and I'd wanted it for a while. One of those rare mid-2000s bands that I thought was pretty cool. Digital Summer, Cause and Effect. They kind of combined new metal with a little bit of metalcore and a little bit of I don't want to say emo, but like the softer alternative rock that was like going, that was popular in the mid 2000s. Like, because when is this from? Is this 2007? Yeah, 2007. So yeah, right around that time, you were getting like uh prime Fallout Boy and My Chemical Romance and Panic at the Disco. So there's elements of that like soft rock slash pop punk stuff mixed in with this new metal and hardcore or metalcore mixture. So you can hear it, especially in like the vocals and stuff. I do like the album, and there's some really good songs on there. Not all of them are bangers, but some are really good. Back to Gary Brent's Gone Mage Spell Piercings. This one is wild. Um, Gary was like, "What if I try to combine black metal and new metal, and somehow, some way, makes it work?" I likened it at one point to if Anal Nathrak was forced to make Korn songs, and I kind of stand by that. Um, I really like the artwork, the pixely clown guy or pixely jester. Um, but yeah, no, this was a really cool album. I had not, and I still haven't heard any Gone Mage previously, but I really like this. Um, but because of the change in sound on this one, I don't know if I'll go back and check out the older Gone Mage stuff. We'll see. Cross that bridge when we get to it. And last album for this video, another one that kind of borders on we're kind of new metal, we're kind of not. Uh, but really, it's more, it's less of a are they new metal and more a are they alternative metal, are they industrial rock. Genitorturers, Sin City. This has, I believe, one of the guys from Morbid Angel. Yep, doing bass, because he's either married or was dating the singer. But yeah, it's good. The singer, female singer, has a very good voice. She can be aggressive when she needs to. She can be sultry when she needs to. Um, there's a good hard industrialish edge to it, but there's a groove. But yeah, it kind of ticks all the boxes for those three styles, and kind of finds itself somewhere in the middle. But yeah, good album. This is the only thing I've ever heard from Genitorturers. I know they have an album before this, and they might have even released something afterwards, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyways, that is the end of part one of my new metal CD collection video. New metal, new adjacent, alternative metal, whatever I've put in my collection over there, that's what's going to be talked about in the video. You can argue about it in the comments. Might not reply to them because I don't really care. But anyways, thank you for watching. I don't know when part two will be. I do have some time off in the next couple of weeks, so maybe I'll do a part two then. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you guys later. Bye.